Hey, what's up, guys? This is SkrillixMaster777 here, bringing you Jordan's Reviews, Episode 1. And in this episode of my brand new review series, I am reviewing the movie that I dubbed the most epic movie of all time, Marvel's The Avengers. Now, I am really lucky. You're probably gonna leave a whole bunch of comments here saying, "You lucky son of a." My grandma, all the way over in Paulsbo, took me to see Marvel's The Avengers on the day it was released, on May 4th, 2012. I saw it in 3D. Only thing that I thought was bad about The Avengers was I wasn't really impressed with the 3D. Thought the 3D kind of sucked, but like 4 months later I saw it again in 2D with my parents and my little brother and my cousin Corey, and they all loved it. I think this movie is amazing. I own it. I've owned it on DVD since Christmas. I've seen the movie about 22 times now. I can't stop watching it. I think out of every character in this movie, my three favorite characters out of every character in this movie were Hawkeye, Iron Man, and the Hulk. The Hulk is my all-time favorite superhero. Just because, if I could be any superhero, I would probably be the Hulk. Now, like it was shown in the beginning of the video when it showed the intro. Warning, this video may contain some spoilers. If you're out there, I'm gonna say this now, Marvel's The Avengers is exactly 1 year old, because it's 2013 and the movie was released in 2012. So if you're one of those very few unlucky people that haven't got the chance to see Marvel's The Avengers yet, even though it's been out for a year, then this is a warning to you. If you don't want to have any parts from The Avengers spoiled to you, you might want to just turn this video off now, because there might be because I'm warning you now, there might be 2 or 3 major spoilers in this video from The Avengers, to you people that haven't seen it. Okay, so, first thing I'm going to review for Marvel's The Avengers. For The Avengers is, the characters cast is the first thing I'm gonna do for this. Captain America, Chris Evans, already played Captain America once in Captain America: The First Avenger. Saw that movie too. It's awesome, and I really think Chris Evans is the right guy to play Captain America. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna say for that. The infamous Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark and Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. has already played Tony Stark and Iron Man twice in Iron Man and Iron Man 2, and he's going to be playing Iron Man again this year in Iron Man 3. Spoiler alert. I just think Robert Downey Jr. is the perfect actor for Iron Man, and that I think that the studio made quite a few good choices for this movie. Okay, so next is Chris Hemsworth as the God of Thunder, Thor. Now, I think Chris Hemsworth plays a really good Thor, and he really does a good job of portraying the God of Thunder. That's all I have to say, just because Thor isn't really one of my favorites, but Chris Hemsworth really did bring a good version of Thor to the studios. Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. Awesome part. Samuel L. Jackson already blew my mind 3 times when he played Mace Windu in Star Wars 1, 2, and 3. And I just really like Samuel L. Jackson. I like his movies, and I think he does a really good job as Nick Fury in this movie. Next is Scarlett Johansson as the Black Widow. Scarlett Johansson already appeared as the Black Widow once in Iron Man 2 in 2010. Now, she is a really good actress in the first place, and I think that there's really no other actress that could have played a better Black Widow. Next is Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye. Now, for Hawkeye, I was really impressed with Jeremy Renner's performance as Hawkeye. Can't wait to see him play Hawkeye again in the Avengers 2 whenever it's released. Know they're gonna make it. This might be the first spoiler. In the very end, after the credits, there's a scene where it shows I think it's like the Conqueror of all worlds or something. In the very end, he turns around and just shows his face, and then it just goes black, and then it goes back to the credits, which leaves it open for a major sequel. Okay, next I'm gonna have to say, and next is Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner and the Incredible Hulk. I think Mark Ruffalo is my favorite actor to play the Hulks yet, even when he's already been portrayed by Eric Bana in the 2003 film Hulk and Edward Norton in the 2008 film The Incredible Hulk. Now, I do watch these movies. I have a huge stack of them up there. But yeah, I'm just really impressed. The Hulk is my favorite superhero, so yeah, that's about it. Now, last thing I'm gonna say is I'm really happy with the cast that was handpicked for Marvel's The Avengers. So yeah, next is going to be probably the villain choice. What I thought about the choice of villain for Marvel's The Avengers. Now, the villain that they chose for Marvel's The Avengers was Loki. Thor's brother, Loki. Now, this guy is just the definition of mind crazy. He's just crazy in the head, you know? He wants to take over the world. Here's the plot for Loki as the villain. He wants to take over the world, or the planet Earth, with an alien race called the Chitauri. And pretty much his plan is to get control over Earth with the Chitauri, and then the Chitauri tribe get control over the entire galaxy. So in the end, it's a win-win situation. Loki gets what he wants, the Chitauri get what they want. So I think Loki was a really good villain, though. He was already the villain in the 2011 film Thor. So I thought he was pretty good in that one. But the fact that he was the villain in the very first Avengers film, they must have had a really good amount of faith in the character Loki if they entrusted him in being the villain in the very first Avengers movie, which became a blockbuster. Now, here's the grossing prices. Here's box office grossing for the Avengers. The first 2 days of the film's release, it made $200 billion within the first 2 days of its release in the box office. I'm gonna say it again. First 2 days, the Avengers made $200 billion in the box office, and went on to make much, much more than that. I can't remember the total. I think it was somewhere around like 650 or 700 billion dollars. You know, it's a lot. It was a lot for them to deal with. And next is going to be the director. Now, I don't know if you guys can see this, but the Avengers was directed by Joss Whedon. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. I think it's Joss Whedon or Joss Wheaton. I don't know, but I'm gonna say Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon will be directing the Avengers 2 when it's released at some point in 2014 or 2015. And possibly will be directing the Avengers 3 if they decide to release it. Now, next thing that I want to talk about on my list is I think my favorite scenes. Yeah, because this has already been going on for 9.5 minutes, so I'm not going to do that just yet. Instead, I'm going to talk about my favorite fight scenes. My top 3 favorite fight scenes from Marvel's The Avengers out of all the fight scenes. I think that number 3 would probably be the fist fight between Iron Man and Thor in the woods, right after the scene in Germany with Loki and Captain America. I thought this was just a really good head-to-head clash. People had already been comic book nerds like me had already been talking about it for years and years and years in comic book stores. Just, arguing over who would win in a fight, Thor or Iron Man. Well, Marvel's The Avengers did that fight and proved it to be a tie, and in the end it proved it to be a tie between Iron Man and Thor. Now, my number 2 favorite would probably be Captain America versus Loki in fight scene in Germany. I just thought this was a really good fight, and that one line from Captain America, Loki has him held down with the scepter and says, "Kneel," and Captain America just jumps up with his shield and says, "Not today!" Boom, and hits him right in the face with a powerful uppercut. I just thought that battle was pretty cool. So it made number 2 on my list. And this one was the toughest decision for me to make, but my number 1 favorite fight scene from Marvel's The Avengers was probably, God, sorry guys, now I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, Hulk versus Thor in the Shield helicarrier. That fight was awesome. Just a clash between 2 heroes that have been which was a fight that was being argued about in comic book stores for decades longer than Iron Man versus Thor. Hulk versus Thor. Hulk. I'm gonna say that it was a tie, but I'm not sure what you guys think about that. So yeah. Alright, next thing. It's already been 12 minutes exactly for this video. So I think I'm gonna go on to the very end of the video, which is going to be which I'm going to do. I have put in my DVD of Marvel's The Avengers, and I will be showing it and have skipped to my favorite scene. So now I'm going to show you guys my all-time favorite scene from Marvel's The Avengers.
Enough! You are all of you beneath me. I am a god, you dull creature, and I will not be bullied by that. Puny god.
And that is my all-time favorite scene from Marvel's The Avengers. I almost peed my pants. I was laughing so hard at that part in The Avengers. So now that I've showed you guys everything and done my review, I think I am going to start to close off this very first episode of my new series, Jordan's Reviews. So, once again guys, this has been Jordan, or SkrilleXMaster777, saying you guys are awesome, and I will see you guys next Monday when I post episode 16 of my vlog series, and then I will see you guys again next Friday when I post the second episode of Jordan's Reviews. So once again guys, this is Jordan here saying you guys are awesome, and I will see you later. Peace off.